Hola, bienvenidos a la clase de español. Welcome to Structure 1.3, 1.3. We'll talk about the present tense of the verb ser, which means to be, today. And the first story, or the story I will tell you initially, is called Yo soy de Colombia. I am from Colombia. And in the middle of it, you already have one form of the verb ser. Yo soy, I am. Okay, so follow along the story. Some words are highlighted. You can, like any other of these guided PowerPoints, you can stop at any moment, rewind, look it up in the book, whatever you feel comfortable, okay? A ver, ahora vamos. So, we will also talk about subject pronouns. Now, what is a subject pronoun again? Exactly. If you look at the sentence, I think, therefore I am, you have two, well, actually, yes, you have two pronouns. I. And this is a subject pronoun. The question is, who is thinking? Who indicates the subject of the sentence? Who is doing what? I, in this case, am the one thinking, so I am the subject pronoun. Okay? So those are the guys we'll talk about today as well. Hola, yo soy Carlos. Yo soy de Colombia. Yo soy de una ciudad en Colombia que se llama Barranquilla. Y eso es una fotografía de la ciudad Barranquilla. Aquí la iglesia en la plaza central en Barranquilla. Ella es mi amiga Teresa. Ella es de Barranquilla también. Aquí una foto de la costa. La costa, coast. Una fotografía de la costa. Barranquilla está en el mar Caribe. Barranquilla is on the Caribbean coast. Nosotros somos de Barranquilla y Barranquilla es en el Caribe. Aquí está Barranquilla, esto es Colombia, ese es el Caribe. Hola, me llamo Ana. Yo soy de La Paz, en Bolivia. Pero mi papá es de la ciudad de Lima, en Perú. Él es peruano. Peruano, Peruvian. Eso es una imagen de La Paz en Bolivia. Esos son los Andes. Okay, so after having looked at some examples, let's talk a little bit about subject pronouns. In order to talk about the verb to be, we'll need to learn a little bit about subject pronouns. Okay, so they typically, a pronoun in general, replaces a name or a noun, hence pronoun, right? So a subject pronoun specifically replaces the name or title of a person or a thing, and mostly, not always, precedes the conjugated verb. And here you have the list of subject pronouns with the English equivalent. Yo, tú. For the familiar, remember we have a formal form, usted. Él, ella. Nosotros, nosotras. If we are all female, that would be nosotras. Remember that rule? Vosotros, vosotras, ustedes, the formal form, the formal you all in English. Ellos y ellas. Let's repeat one more time and practice saying them. Yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ustedes, ellos, ellas. Muy bien. As we discussed already on the first day of class, Spanish has two subject pronouns that mean you in English. One is the formal one, tú. Remember that little accent. You use it when you address a friend or a family member or a child. And you use usted to address a person with whom you have formal or a more distant relationship, or it could be your boss, a professor, or just simply an older person. Okay? And below here some examples. Tú eres de Canadá, ¿verdad, David? You are from Canada. David, we're assuming David is more or less our age. Usted es la profesora de español. Are you the Spanish professor? You don't have to do it with me, but very often people will be quite particular about the use of usted in a formal situation. Now, I mentioned earlier briefly the nosotros, vosotros forms and their female counterparts, right? The feminine counterparts. Now, remember what we said about groups. If it's a mixed group, all male, or a mixed group, you have the masculine ending. If it's all women, you have a feminine ending. Okay, so this would be nosotros, vosotros, or ellos, depending if you want to say we, or you all, or they. And again, this is a mixed group, same pronouns. And here we have three women, nosotras, vosotras, ellas. In English, we don't indicate this difference, so it would be we, you all, and they. It is important to know that in Spanish, there is no equivalent of the English it. Generally, it is not expressed in Spanish. It's just left off, so you just have the verb. Es un problema means it is a problem, but you wouldn't have an it. Es un problema. Es una computadora. It's a computer. Okay, there's no pronoun here. Now, before we move on to the actual verb ser, to be, you have to know that's a highly irregular verb, which means you have to memorize the forms. Okay, and here they are. Yo soy, I am. Tú eres, you are. Él or ella es, but it's also the form for usted es. Nosotros somos. Vosotros sois, en ellos, ellas, or ustedes son. Let's repeat. Soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son. Okay? Now, when do we use the verb to be? Now, some of you may think, when do we not use the verb to be? It seems to be a very useful verb. Also in English, you use it for all sorts of things. Okay? Now, in the book, they try to group it for you under different headings of usage, if you will. Okay? So first of all, you use ser to identify people and things. Okay? So if you recognize her from the fotonovela, you would just say, it is Marisa, es Marisa. Remember, there's no it. You could also ask something like, ¿Quién es él? Who is he? And you would say, es Felipe Díaz, right? So you're identifying the person. This over here, es una maleta. It's a suitcase. Or, ¿qué es? Es un mapa de España. Okay, so that is to identify things. Ser is also used to express possession. And with that, you use the preposition de. And the structure we'll be using will be the following. You need a noun, de, and the owner. Okay, so if you're asking yourself whose diary it is, de quién es el diario de Maru. Okay, so you have the verb ser conjugated. El diario, that's your noun, de and the owner. Es el diario de Maru. It is Maru's dictionary or the dictionary of Maru. Now, we don't usually say of in English, but that is the one-on-one translation here. ¿De quién son? Who are they? Whose are they? Pardon me. Son los lápices de la chica. Note, son los lápices, noun, de, and another noun describing the owner. There is no apostrophe S equivalent of the English Maru's diary in Spanish. Be very careful. This is the only way to express possession. On a little side note, because you will see this pop up in the book as well, and you'll wonder what's going on. When you have the preposition de followed by el, the two combine to del, sort of like it and is combined to its. It's more efficient, right? So, es la computadora del conductor. Theoretically, de el conductor. But try saying del conductor in 3 words 10 times and you'll see why it's merged, right? Del conductor. Son las maletas del chico. Same thing. Careful. De does not contract with la, las, or los. It just doesn't fit. You know, here you have de and el, they're 2 E's, and they just automatically merge. Ser, as we have already done, also is also used to express origin. And here also you use de for the preposition. Now we've done these questions, right? But now you understand why that de is in there. De donde eres? Where are you from? You have that from in English. In Spanish, it comes first. From where are you? Literally. Okay? Yo soy de Wisconsin. I'm from Wisconsin. ¿De dónde es usted? Yo soy de Cuba. Note the little de before the place of origin. ¿De dónde es Juan Carlos? Es de Argentina. ¿De dónde es Maru? Es de Costa Rica. Okay, in each case you have the origin from expressed with de. Hola, me llamo Carlos. ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo Ana. ¿De dónde eres, Ana? Yo soy de La Paz. ¿Y tú? Yo soy de Barranquilla. ¡Ay, qué bonita ciudad! Sí, pero La Paz también es bonita. Here you have a bunch of the uses of the verb ser and the different questions as a little summary to what we just talked about. ¿Y tú de dónde eres? And what do you say? Soy de... You also use ser to express profession or occupation. Don Francisco es conductor. Yo soy estudiante. Note, you don't need an article here. You wouldn't say Marta es una profesora, as you would in English, is a teacher. You just say es profesora. You do use una if you want to be more specific, but largely if you're talking about professions, you leave out the article. So through the following exercises, please go at your own pace. If you're not sure, you can look up the outcome in the book. Over here, this exercise as well as those can be found. The practice, the key to the practice is either in the comment section of the PowerPoint that you can look into, or you can find those exercises online. What else? I would like to encourage you to find out a little information about some of these famous people. ¿Quién más es de Colombia? Who else is from Colombia? Over here, there's a little interview with Carol G, if you're interested. Muchas gracias. Let me know if you have any questions. Y hasta pronto.